Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanim. So we have more big things happening with XRP. Things continue to go good, but here's a very, very good development. Ripple is becoming more aggressive in their approach to, rather, their conveyance of wanting to end this case, and that's exactly what we need. We need that fire. We need that that hunger to move forward, because the judge is sharing that same sentiment. I think the judge is had enough of this case and wants to move forward. And the judge clearly sees what the SEC is doing. I think a lot of people do. And I think the only individuals that aren't in agreement that this is completely unnecessary and this is a wanton overreach. The only people who disagree with that, I think, are people that would obviously have a deep connection to the legacy system. But let's just read this little article here. This is on the cryptobasic.com, so make sure you head over there and check them out. They've been doing a great job lately. It says, Ripple to Judge Annalisa Torres, SEC delay tactics should not stall the resolution of the lawsuit. So it says, Ripple slams the SEC again for its constant delay tactics as it begs the court to quickly resolve the issues surrounding Hinman's documents. So as we all know, they want these documents handed over. There's like extra documents. I believe there was some battle over prior documents, but we did get to have a little bit of a view into what was contained in those documents, which was found, it was found that this particular individual, according to what was reported, was warned that what they were doing was illegal and that type of activity had continued, right? So that obviously is a huge problem. And also that means that there's implications that this could go much deeper than just that little bit that we have gleaned. So obviously the SEC doesn't want something like that getting out. And so this could be highly problematic. So the SEC is in a mad scramble to cover everything up, redact everything, get rid of everything. Not get rid of, but to cover up everything possible so no one will be able to uncover anything, which is highly concerning. If they have nothing to hide, like many government agencies say, if you have nothing to hide, then why is there a problem with us taking a look? Obviously, there is something wrong. But let's continue on here. It says, per Ripple, it had requested that the SEC provide Hinman's documents since January 2021. However, the agency refused Ripple's request, forcing the blockchain company to file a motion to compel the SEC to surrender the documents in August 2021. Despite the court ordering the SEC to provide the Hinman documents, the agency has continued to raise, quote, new conflicting arguments and motions to ensure Hinman's draft emails are not used as evidence in the lawsuit. And see, this is one of the biggest problems with governmental entities right now, is that they know how to abuse the very system that they're supposed to protect. And that's exactly what has been going on. The SEC has been dragging everything out, using technicalities and loopholes and filing erroneous motions to just tie everything up. It's just like in boxing, they're just grabbing us and holding us and hoping that the clock runs out. And we're trying to break away and throw some punches. It's the same thing. It's just like in wrestling. We got a guy, listen, my double leg is solid. My single leg is solid. My snap down, listen, I was a very good wrestler. But you have these guys that they know they're going to lose. They know, they looked at your record, they watched your footage, they know you're going for a quick pin. This is how it works at the top levels, right? So they tie you up and grab you and they just want to hold you. I faced this so many times, right? And you're going to have to try to break free of them, but they're just trying to run out the clock. That's what the SEC is doing. They're just grabbing us and holding us, right? Oh, man. This is why it's good to just let me talk about wrestling just a little bit here, right? This is for mostly for freestyle, folk wrestling, scholastic, whichever version that you do. This really doesn't apply to Greco-Roman, but this is why it's good to learn how to wrestle without actually having to lock up, without having an overhook and an underhook, right? Just tap and go. That's what we used to practice a lot. Tap and go. You tap, boom, and you're in on a double leg. You tap, boom, you're on an outside single leg. And then you can work from there. Like, you know, a lot of times you go for an outside single leg. These guys are going to sprawl. If they sprawl, then you can get on, like a lot of people like to throw legs. I don't know if that's still big anymore, but you get on that guy's back, you can throw legs, you can crank. So, like, but what I'm saying is, this is sort of what Ripple is doing. Ripple is looking for a tap and go. They're looking for a boom, and they're in on a takedown, and we want to get this over quickly. The SEC is the courts, the system is allowing them to tie us up. So now that we know that, maybe we can get some changes done so this doesn't happen again. They should not be able to abuse the system no more than you or I would be able to, and we would not be allowed to abuse the system. So then why are they allowed to do it? Do you see the double standard, the hypocrisy, the dichotomy? Let's continue on here. It says, Ripple added that the issue surrounding Hinman's documents should have been concluded, given that that fact discovery ended 11 months ago, and the parties are close to filing motions for summary judgment. Quote, while the SEC has the right to seek review from Your Honor, the process should not delay resolution of this issue any more than necessary. The issues are well distilled and should be briefed and resolved efficiently within the rules. I agree 100%. So as I said before, I'm very glad that Ripple is starting to roar like a lion a little bit more. Let's get this over with. I'm ready to have these corridors activated. We have trillions of dollars waiting. Yes, trillions of dollars. Because listen, if you're gonna have billions of dollars running through Mexican corridors here, right? Then we have billions, billions to hundreds of billions of dollars running between the corridors that we've built in the Philippines, in Europe, Africa, Southeast Asia. We have corridors everywhere. So you have hundreds of billions of dollars there, right? So then also keep in mind, as I posted in the members only section, make sure you read the document that I posted. And I will be making a members only video on it. But we have banks already lined up that specialize in what? What was that members only? They specialize in trade finance, and we have corridors waiting for that also. So if you love XDC and you love the idea of that money coming in from trade finance into XDC, you're definitely going to love it when that money comes into XRP, because most people already hold a ton of XRP, while a lot of people are just now starting to accumulate XDC, right? So so there's corridors waiting for possibly hundreds of billions of dollars from trade finance and large business institutions and banks that specialize in trade finance to come flooding into the XRPL also. So then not only that, then we have the corridors that we built, and we have the special projects that we built for on-demand liquidity that are going to be utilized by the commercial banks, right? Commercial banks, clearinghouse banks, then central banks. We have the central banks, of course. And I think there's going to be a lot of interesting developments with that. Like I said, if you look at the structure of how the IMF began and Ripple began and how SDRs began, I've said this before. I laid out the whole blueprint for you. I gave you all the information, all of the documents, and I showed you the history of the IMF. We had a whole entire video series on that. Like it was like maybe 3 videos we covered that, where, like I said, I believe that the XRP is the SDR improved. It is the SDR on steroids. It's what they want it to become. I showed you all of these different things, and I'm glad that others have taken that idea and they've built and developed on that concept. But because of that, always keep in mind that there is the possibility, in my humble opinion, maybe it doesn't happen, that XRP this price could be stabilized if they peg it to gold. That will be in the future though. Obviously, that will be in the future. There has to be some sort of mechanisms and developments before that time. Everything in degrees. I do expect waves. The floods are going to be very parabolic runs. The flood of money coming in from retail, because the rest of crypto will be deleted. The money coming in from the legacy system on the side, those are floods, but that's not the tsunami. B2B, that's a flood. And yes, there's going to be parabolic runs because of that. It's just logical, cause and effect. Large amounts of volume, large amounts of value. That equals the price going up. There is no way around it. All of these, you have over 500 large financial institutions signed up to use the XRPL, and I think they're underselling it. I think there's more than 500. We're still uncovering banks. We're still uncovering banks, and they're still doing deals. And as SBI Remit said, there's a lot of other large financial institutions that are on the side, and they're waiting for a positive outcome. A positive outcome, in this case for Ripple, before they step in and start using XRP. SBI Remit Africa said that. So it carries weight. So I know a lot of other people that are speculators and, crypto researchers, investigators may disagree with that. But listen, it came from a very powerful institution, and so it carries a lot of weight. And if they think that way, then a lot of other business institutions think that way as well. So we have to take that seriously. So now let's continue on to this next article here. This is on thecryptobasic.com. It says Ripple objects to SEC's request to file excess briefs in support of its forthcoming opposition to Magistrate Netbird's rulings. Ripple has objected to the Securities and Exchange Commission's request to file an excess-length brief in support of its forthcoming opposition to Judge Sarah Netburn's ruling, according to the SEC, to surrender drafts of William Hinman's 2018 speech. So once more information on this speech. The SEC should not be able to hide its own corruption, and we need a mechanism involved that will hold them accountable. Who is going to hold these individuals accountable? That's what we need to be discussing, and that's where action needs to be taken. So there has been a lot of us making calls and sending emails to the Congress and senators and such like that. People have been doing a great job. This is the fight. People have been fighting the good fight. I'm very proud of everyone out there for doing that and taking the time to let me know, hey, we're doing that. I have been doing things as well. I have been making my weight felt. We have to be in this fight. If we want generational wealth, we can't sit on the sidelines and hope somebody gives it to us. Nobody ever gave anything to us. They never gave anything. We had to take everything, build from the ground up, and we did, didn't we? We built businesses, brick by brick. We clawed our way out of the darkness of life. When everyone else broke down, we didn't. We kept going forward. When everyone else stopped, we kept going forward. When everyone else gave up, we said, no, we believe, and we kept working hard. This is what we do. This is what they fear. They fear the people that don't give up, that don't break. That's us now. So if we want to make it there, sure, Ripple is fighting. Stellar is fighting. Algorand is fighting. That's good. We want them to fight. But we are also in this fight. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to continue to do my job. It's not just about sitting here and talking. No, you have to make phone calls. You have to send emails. Battle. Let these people that are supposed to serve you know what you want. You have to. Let your voice be heard. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm not going to miss out. And I'm not going to live with regrets no matter what the outcome is. And I believe that we will win. It will be a crushing victory. And then we will have generational wealth. It's just my humble opinion. It's not financial advice. But I will not finish this life saying that I didn't throw my punches. I definitely threw my punches. I definitely fought. And I'm going to continue. They're going to get more phone calls. Congress, Senate, they're going to get more emails. I'm going to continue to call central banks. Matter of fact, I have a schedule that I keep. I'm going to give them a little while longer, just a little bit of break so they don't get sick of me. But I'm going to be making more phone calls and letting them know what I feel because they influence monetary policy. Why would I not want to have my voice heard on monetary policy? It affects us all. It affects me and my family. I definitely I'm going over the documents. This is why it's important. I've been posting a lot of the documents in the members only section about monetary policy. I need to get back into posting some updates also on monetary policy. But I think we're pretty much up to date. But there's small little incremental things that they've been doing, and we need to be abreast and privy of those things so that I can make phone calls, or if you feel like you want to make phone calls, and let them know, hey, what's going on with this monetary policy? I don't agree with this, or I agree with this, that you're going in a good direction. We need to be involved, is what I'm saying, in shaping the future if we want the future to be good for us. It's just my humble belief, this is my humble idea. Doesn't mean you need to think this way. I can respect you, you think differently. But I firmly want to be involved in the shaping of the future. I don't want to rely on anyone else to tell me what to do, to what to think and what to feel and what the laws are going to be when I could have been involved. It's there. The opening is there. What policy affects my money? I want to be involved. Here, this is what I think. The future is up to you. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. The future is not set. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. Every day can be different. If you don't like where you are in life right now, you can make a change right now. How crazy is that? You can make a change right now and it will affect what tomorrow will be. And it will be different than what it would have been if you would have done nothing. If you do nothing, tomorrow will be the same. Cause and effect, application of such. Exercise your willpower. Apply your will, have that thought, apply your will, and then make that change now. And then tomorrow will be different. Don't hesitate. When you think about that change you want to make, boom, exact it. That's how it would have to be. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just sharing my humble opinions and thoughts. You don't have to do anything that I say. I'm not here for that. And what I promote, I want everyone out there to be free. But it's not about what I want. It's about what people want for themselves. You have the power. I want you to have the power. I want you to have the successful businesses. I want you to be involved in shaping the laws. Heck, I would give all the power to everybody out there. All of us have a say in shaping the laws and the policies and such like that. But I understand some people don't want to participate also. But the future could be yours. Wouldn't the world be better if you had a say in it? Maybe some people feel differently. They say, no, it wouldn't be. I can respect that. But when it comes to me and people that I know, I beg to differ. Now, it's not about influencing everyone, but it's about making sure that others, like the ones in, government and the ones that are the heads of the central banks, do not become power mad. There needs to be a balance, and I believe that we keep the balance. And that has been missing for a long time. That's another reason that they fear us, because we are the balancing mechanism. We keep them in check. Those times I called, let me tell you something, they weren't happy. They weren't happy. Oh man, but they respected it. Trust me, I know. Still get emails now. They respected it because they have to. I'm going to make them respect it. I'm going to present myself respectably and speak intelligently and let them know, hey, this is what I feel about crypto. This is what I feel about blockchain. Listen, I read this monetary policy. What are you guys going to be doing with this? And they have to give you an ear. Don't forget that at least when it comes to governmental entities, that in the United States anyway, they are public servants. They're supposed to serve you. Now that may sound a little dicey, right? But this is what they signed up for. They have to at the least partner with you. You have much more power than you could possibly imagine. But let's continue on here. I was going to do another XRP. Let's do one more XRP article. This is on U.Today. It says XRP worth millions of dollars continues to flow into exchanges and wallets. Now directly from Ripple address. It says the market continues to witness suspicious activity with XRP tokens first spotted on Friday. Yesterday, per Whale Alerts data, 60 million XRP worth 21.86 million were shifted from Ripple's address to an unknown wallet. Then 3 hours later, the same amount of XRP was sent from an unknown wallet to Mexico-based crypto exchange Bitso. I was just talking about this, didn't I? This is not suspicious at all. We have corridors in Mexico. See, it's suspicious to people that didn't do their own research. It's suspicious to people that haven't been keeping up with a lot of the YouTube channels and websites that have really, really been giving the information out. It's only suspicious to people that don't have that information. We have corridors in Mexico. We have a great relationship Ripple does with Mexico, XRP does in Mexico, and they're ready to take off. Listen, I think Mexico more than most is ready to take off. People from a lot of developed countries are moving to Mexico en masse. I know this personally. They're buying land in Mexico. They're starting businesses in Mexico. They're buying houses in Mexico. And listen, the government in Mexico knows this. They're saying, whoa, this is our time. They're ready to take off, but they're not going to do it with the legacy system. No. They want to do it with XRP, the XRPL. I think Algorand could get in there also, but right now XRPL is dominating in Mexico. And they're going to explode. Mexico's going to be making a ton of money. And so they're saying they want to do this now. They don't want to wait until later because they can succeed right now. And so now they're testing it. It's my humble opinion. They're testing the corridors. They're testing XRP. And looks like everything went successful. So this is why that amount of money is going to those particular corridors. Let's read a little bit more. In my humble opinion. In addition to this, within an hour, 59.9 million XRP had been withdrawn from one Bitso address to another, or to the same address it originally came from. They're testing it. However, none of the above mentioned transactions affected the XRP price. The Ripple affiliated token keeps being quoted near the top of the price corridor, where it is hitting a strong resistance level of 0.37 cents. The possible explanation behind such activity might be XRPL or Ripple preparing some big announcements. Listen, they have mechanisms built in where they can have a guaranteed exchange rate, like for certain transactions or such like that. Not only that, if you can achieve near instant finality, it's like, are you tracking how fast the transaction went through? You're just saying all of this happened within an hour, but how fast were the actual transactions? We would need that data also. Not only that, they're not pooling their money into the XRP to hold it as XRP was designed to do just yet, for on-demand liquidity. So of course that's not going to affect XRP's price the way that it could. Then on top of that, it was only a few transactions. Most transactions on XRPL settle within 3 to 5 seconds. So it's not like that was consistent volume with that high value. If there was consistent volume with that high value, then yeah, it would affect that price. You have to look at things this way. I think that's just logical. I could be completely wrong, and trust me on this. People are going to correct me in that comment section. I'm going to see it. Let's close out with this one article. There's an article I had up here. I have like 3 other articles, but we're not going to get to them. I don't want to keep everyone here too long today. So this is from finbowl.com. It says Boston Consulting Group, cryptocurrency will reach 1 billion users by 2030. 1 billion. Now, keep in mind, 1 billion, and yet most of crypto probably will be eliminated. It will go away because the SEC is going to regulate them out of existence. If that does happen, most of that 1 billion people will flood into the bank coins, into the utility coins, the compliant crypto. What will it do to those prices? Think about that just for a moment. That is unbelievable. 1 billion. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, global management consulting firm Boston Consulting Group, BCG, has stated that crypto adoption is likely to accelerate further, driven by both retail and institutional investors. They ended off with institutional investors because that is where really that's really what's going to make crypto take off. Now, most of the utility coins they're not going to take off because of advertisement or telling people to, hey, come and invest it. No, it's because of transactions, in my humble opinion. So a lot of institutions will be using crypto for payments of various kinds. No one will know that this is happening. It's sort of like having an engine in your car. You drive the Lamborghini, but you don't really want to know about the engine. Most people don't. And so, or you're driving a Lamborghini, rather, and you don't even think about the engine. It just functions. That's how XRP is supposed to be utilized. XLM. Quant. They're used primarily for transaction fees. Well, especially when we get to like quant, right? Let's say like quant, XLM, transaction fees, okay? They're going to function behind the scenes. People won't even know that they're being used. They're not going to walk into this business or walk into a bank and the bank is going to say, well, we're going to use quant to send your money. Absolutely not. All the people know is they give this bank or this institution $20, is sent over there or is used to make a payment, and it just happens. That's all they're going to know. So I think a lot of people around the world will be utilizing, unbeknownst to them, crypto to make payments because of institutions building their infrastructures on top of it. And they don't need to tell anyone. So I think that they will play a huge part in the acceleration of the use of the utility coins, of the bank coins, in my humble opinion. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I was going to do a fired up video today. I feel fired up, but it's holding back for now, right? But you might get one soon because there's a lot that I could say, a lot that I want to talk about, but I give you a calm video on Friday. So I hope everyone's doing well out there. Make sure you're drinking enough water and taking vitamins. This is not health advice. I'm just sharing my thoughts, but stay healthy, exercise, keep your mind strong. Take time out to meditate. You can do what you want. This is not advice whatsoever at all. Just sharing my thoughts. But I hope you all are doing well out there. So until next time, let's get to the money.